videos so that I could go over everything that's in my bug out bag, as well as everything that I carry on my person. First, we'll go over these items. One of the most important tools that you could have with you is a fixed blade knife. I went with the Gerber knife. It has the fire starter. It is very thick, it has a full tang, nice grippy handle. It's got a sturdy pommel, a whistle. It's got the fire starter and a field sharpener, as well as the Bear Grylls survival guide. Also, I carry a multi-tool, very functional. A secondary knife for smaller jobs. This one also has some screwdrivers on it. Just a cheap lighter, nothing special. A ferro rod, also has a whistle. It's a small mag light. And I usually carry with me a small survival kit. If you want me to go over what's in here and maybe how to set up your own, just let me know in the comments. Also, there's another Bear Grylls survival guide right on this one. Okay, and then on the outside of my bag, I've got this multi-tool here. It has a whistle, a compass, and a thermometer. Also, there's a magnifying glass. And I also have dog tags on here, which have my name, my phone number, and my address. Moving around to the side, I've got a reusable poncho in the storage bag, and a canteen, which also has on it the carrying pouch and a cup to boil water in. Moving on to the side, I bought this and I have not used it yet. It's a foldable saw, processed small wood. What I bought was this hatchet here. If you want me to do a review on this, I can. I was very disappointed by this product, so I bought this to replace it. Like I said, I have not used it yet. On the back side, I carry a flashlight. It's right here on my strap, so that it's right here by my chest. If I need it, it's easily accessible, fairly bright, and it's orange, so if it's ever dropped, you can see it very good. A lot of these items are orange, so that way it can be seen in the dark. Moving on to the other side, I have a pair of gloves here. Very handy. You can handle hot stuff a little bit easier. They're rubber on the bottom, so you get very good grip, and then mesh on the top. And first we'll do the top pouch here. Just things that I like to keep accessible. Right here we have just one of these waterproof bags. Inside of this one, I have my fire kit. It's very important to have multiple ways to start a fire because you never want to rely on just one single source. There is many things in here. First, we have cotton swabs soaked in Vaseline. They take a spark very well, they stay lit for a few minutes, and that'll help you get a fire started. I have a trusty Bic lighter. Storm-proof matches, very handy in bad weather situations. These little fire logs, they also take a flame very well and hold it for a long time to help you get a larger tinder start. Something called wet fire. It's just a tinder to help you start a fire when everything is maybe wet, or when it's raining and your tinder might be wet. And after that, it's just something very similar to it. It's basically like a compressed cotton swab, does the same exact thing, just options. Okay, then after that we have a candle. It's good for making light in your campsite if you just want to, be lit up at night. It also burns for a long time, burns slowly, and you can maybe transport fire for small distances. Next is a candle, or not a candle, beeswax chapstick. It's good for starting fires. It's good for helping, like if you just have cotton swabs, you can actually rub this all over your cotton swab and make the same thing as basically Vaseline on cotton swabs. And then lastly, I have matches that I made myself. If you want to know how I made these and you want to look at a review on these, I can do that. Just let me know in the comment section. And then we're going to move on to the next thing. Next up, have a Survive Outdoors Longer bivy. Just use in combination with my sleeping bag if the weather gets even colder. Which my sleeping bag is rated for cool weather down to 40 degrees. That's plenty. And then, like I said, this can be used in combination with that. We have a Sharpie pen, a small tape measure. It is 1 meter. Have some wet wipes, notepad, a Bear Grylls survival kit, just a pre-made kit. Like I said, these are really handy to have, and like I said, you'll be able to hand these items out to different people. Like, you know, we could all use this bag, and then everyone could have something of their own to use. This is a survival blanket, just a reflector blanket to keep the heat on you. Like I said, we have the baby, we have the sleeping bag, now we have this, and there's some string to use with that. There's a big Sharpie, a glow stick, have some Tylenol, another Sharpie pen. It's good to have things like markers, because you're not going to always find something that a pencil or a regular ink pen is going to be able to write on. So it's good to have options. Okay. Next, we will move on to the bottom pouch. Now this backpack, I can do a review on it if you guys want me to. I chose this backpack because it has a lot of compartments, a lot of storage. There's different tie downs on it. There's also a sack in the bottom that comes out and folds over the entire backpack to make it rain resistant. It's an Ozark trail. Here's the hammock that I chose. It's rated for 300 pounds, and it is very, very simple to set up. Very quick, very simple. I can show you guys how to use that if you'd like me to. Here is a Midland flashlight. Something like this is pretty important because you have AM, FM radio stations as well as a weather band. It's solar powered. It's crank up so that you can always keep it charged even if it's dark. You can charge it from an outlet in a wall. You can also use this to charge other USB devices. It is extremely bright. It has 3 modes: low, high, and then it actually flashes SOS. That's very handy. It's a simple bandana, many uses. A small fishing kit. This is a good thing to have. If you don't know your area very well, I have the eastern United States that covers everything around me, as well as the state that I live in. Just another small, unused, waterproof bag, water resistant. A map compass. Has a compass, a magnifying glass, and rulers on it. And that covers everything in the bottom. We'll move on to the front pouch right here, which I have a small foldable camp shovel, durable, and I think there's one other item in here. It's the little multi-tool. Has a flash, has a small screwdriver, a magnifying glass, and it has many tools on the inside: a razor blade, can opener, different hex screws. We're going to move on to the inside of the bag. This bag has several layers to help keep the rain out of it, the moisture out of it. The top flap comes over this, and it's got several different ways to keep the moisture out. And it actually is a very large bag. I don't have it filled all the way to the top. Okay. First thing we'll get into here is some MREs. Now these are good. Now there is many ways in here to hunt and capture your own food, but it's good to have something just to start with till you find somewhere to hunt or find somewhere to fish, maybe find somewhere to gather, like get into the woods. Here's a few things to help you survive and anyone else you have with you. I have just some Mountain House MREs and backpackers pantry. There's different things, sweet and sour pork, beef stew, just some different things. There's a few of them there. Okay, and then here's another bandana. This one's actually got some like spongy type material in here to hold the moisture in it instead of just being a regular full cotton bandana, because then you can put this on your head and it helps you stay cool. Alright, here's another one of the waterproof bags. I have that extra one, maybe you put clothes in it or something that you want to keep dry. A spare set of dry clothes is very important. Here is a lot of things to help you get clean water. It's very, very important in a survival situation. I have the Sawyer Mini Life Straw. It has several parts to it. I like to just keep them all with me. And don't let that be your only source of water. You want to have multiple ways to get water. So not only do I have that, I have water purification tablets. And a lot of the times that if you're making water to store, like if you want to store water in here or store water in your canteen that you've already purified, it's still not going to taste very good. So I like to keep a few of these with me. Flavor the water. That's all that I have in there. Now I do have more ways to purify water. Let's move on. We'll get to that. Having a mess kit. You can just boil water in here. If you have a fire, you have time to set and boil water. A good mess kit is important. Comes with this large pot. It holds 40 ounces. That is a very large pot. It has a nice lid. And inside of that is a lot of things to cook with. Comes with 2 bowls, 2 lids. Also comes with this is all very compact. Comes with a spatula, a spoon, and it has the handles right there inside of it. I have small containers on the inside, one for salt, one for pepper. And I have a lot of beef stew flavoring packets out of like ramen packets. Make your water taste good. Okay. After that, there's another MRE. After that, we have just another pre-made survival kit, and I have some snare wire to help you catch small game, rabbits, squirrels, anything like that. In here there's a flashlight, a whistle, a battery, a multi-tool, a candle, some band-aids, and a flint striker, and it's all in this waterproof container. Some Gorilla Tape, very handy to have. You might not need as much stuff as I have here. Like I said, this is to support multiple people. I have a family that I'd want to take with me. I wouldn't want this to only support me. I have some zip ties. I got large zip ties. Zip ties come in handy in a lot of different ways. And here's this. It's called Gear Snake. It's like a rope, but it holds its form. So if you want to hang something in your campsite, just use it to secure things to your bag or to your person. I have the third part of my shelter, which is a tarp. You can use this to put over top of your hammock so that the rain doesn't come to you. You can use this in multiple different configurations to have many different shelters and lots of survival types. Fastened to the inside of the bag with these right here, I have some tent stakes. They are aluminum tent stakes, but I don't have a tent. I got these so that you can build a small fire, and you can put these down in the ground in a circle or a square, however, and you can actually set your pot on top of them over top the fire so that you can boil water. You can also use these for tying down your tarp, for many different things that these would come in handy for. I would highly suggest getting the aluminum ones because they would be able to use in case like around your fire and stuff. Next we have bright orange reflector tape. That way if you want to be found, if you're in like a survival in need of rescue situation, you can be seen easier with this. Also with that big, flashy aluminum blanket. Some paracord, heavy duty paracord. There are endless amounts of uses for paracord. I'm not even going to go into that. We've got some cooking oil. Also, on the other side of the bag, fastened in here, there is a flashlight. It is a high lumen flashlight, very bright. You can use it in, I think there's 2 modes, low and high, and then also can be used as a lantern for your campsite. It's got a magnet on the bottom if you want to like put it to the top of your tent or attach it to a vehicle if you have one. And the last thing that's attached to the inside is a small camp stove. In case you are on the move and you don't want to stop and build a fire, you have just a small burner you can set up in place. And with that, use little gas stoves. These burn for quite a while. They get very hot. They'll boil water in just a few minutes. You pull it out, get it started, boil water, maybe cook a small meal, get back to moving. You don't have to stop and build a whole fire. Got a few extra tanks. Now, also have 2 water bladders. There's hoses for both of them. And they sit on the inside pocket to the back side, and there's a small pouch where your hose comes out of, and you can hold it right over your shoulder, and you can always have water on the go. Next, we have this food ration bar. This is 2,400 calories, has a 5-year shelf life, and it is very important to have something like this. High calories, easy to separate into multiple rations. Don't have to stop and cook it. A flare, a road flare. Very easy to be seen by helicopters in low light situations or if there's a lot of brush around. Maybe if you need to even be seen over light. Like overseas, over water. There's some hand sanitizer because very often hygiene goes unnoticed. That's why I have sanitizing wipes, and there's actually a Go Girl in there for any females that are with me. There's hand sanitizer. Hygiene is important. Don't want to be getting sick. And a med kit. This is a pretty extensive med kit. It's small, but there's a lot of stuff in here. If you want me to do a review on everything inside the med kit, I can do that. There's a bar of soap. Like I said, hygiene's important. And I think that just about concludes everything for this. If you would like me to do a review on anything specific, more on the backpack, anything like that, just let me know, leave a comment. Have a good day.